here's your reading for May 2019. This here can be used for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and or North Node signs, Virgo. Okay, and before we get started here, Virgo, just as a reminder, this is a general reading, so the best thing to do, Virgo, is just to apply the messages that resonate, apply them where they fit, how they fit, and to whom they fit within your life during this time. All right, Virgo, so as I was meditating on your guys' energy and popping out your cards for you this month, two things came up, Virgo, while doing that. So I asked Virgo, what's going on with Virgo for May 2019? And what came through was something very specific. And this is what it was. Virgo the Stoic. It's like, okay. Also, too, Virgo, you may feel that during this time that external things are like getting in your way, or external things are like preventing you from like moving forward, whatever that may be. You know what I mean? Okay, Virgo. So for the heart of the matter here for you this month, you popped out the Star card here. For what's in your mindset or what are you ruminating over this month, you have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And for what's in your foundation or what are you resting upon, you have the Hermit here. So you came out in your own reading here, in your own foundation here. All right, Virgo. So the energies that you're walking away from or that you're leaving behind this month, you have the Sun of Swords here with the Two of Cups reversed. You can look at the Sun of Swords as the Knight of Swords, and the energies that you're walking into or what to expect this month, Virgo, you popped out the Full card here with the Tower here as well. Okay, Virgo, so some of you can maybe possibly be dealing with an Aquarius, maybe even an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius individual, maybe another Virgo possibly. I think that's all I'm kind of getting here, Virgo. Okay, give me a second to tune into this, all right? Okay, Virgo, what is control? You know, what's the basis of control? What does it mean? Do you have control? Because, you know, Virgo, even though we feel like we must have control, means that we probably don't have control because we must have it. You know, like it's clear that we don't have it if we say that we must have it. You know, that also speaks of fear, right? You kind of know these things. But what do we work on when like, okay, what's our attention focused on and what do we work upon in our everyday lives in front of people, places and things at your job, whatever it may be, and outside of people or not in front of people, places and things, meaning your inner world and your outer world, Virgo. What do we work upon both areas or both aspects? Do we work more upon the external world and more or less of the internal world, or more of the internal world and less of the external world? It's usually one or the other, you know. It's very important to work on both, because that's, Virgo, when we become unsatisfied. That's when then we feel like we must do something, we must do that, we must do this. We feel a sense of like debilitating responsibility, you know, when we don't work on both, or at least have somewhat of a balance of both, you know. That's a journey moving forward, you know what I mean? But just a general, you know, term, a general way, you know. And Virgo, like, sometimes we may feel like we don't want to do certain things, which is completely normal, you know. Because what I can see here, Virgo, is what you're leaving behind. It's you are going to confront something, Virgo, this month, like regarding like, I say this, having the last say, or having an extremely like I can say an extreme opinion about things, and also too like having to have the last word or having to have your say. You know what I mean? I feel like you're walking away from needing that and from those traits this month, Virgo, because it leaves you at times it's like, you know, we want to help individuals. You know, Virgo is the servant, you know, and is our servitude, let's say, you know, of the zodiac. So we enjoy helping people, want to help people. We enjoy teaching, things of that nature, you know, or this nature. But Virgo, you know, what I'm trying to say here is we end up liking that one-on-one personal connection. You know what I mean? And we crave that. So we want to help people, right? So we want to put ourselves in a position where we can make that happen, you know? But Virgo, when we have an extremely harsh opinion about something, and when we feel the need to have to say something all of the time, that can push people away from us. So then therefore, we are pushing away the one thing that we enjoy doing. I hope that makes sense here, you know? Because I can see, Virgo, what you're walking into. There's like extreme change. There's something that's gonna come, Virgo. Now, I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to impose like fear on you, because it's not what it is. I just heard what came through as I just heard it's your perception of it is what makes fear possible. Okay. Also too, Virgo, fear is an illusion. If you think about that, you know what I mean? Fear in itself has a lot to do with what could happen. And you know, Virgos are very famous for the what could happen. Has it happened yet, though? Will it ever happen? So, not really, right? So we're in fear of something that hasn't happened yet. How does that make sense? See what I mean? Fear is an illusion. So, in me saying all this, what I feel is ahead of you here, what to expect this month, Virgo, it's really just when this change comes, be optimistic about it. Be open-minded about it. From this point forward, I feel, you know, with any change. Because it's almost like as if when this change comes, Virgo, you may not want to work on it, or you may work on it, but you may work on it, but work on it with like with like a nasty attitude about it, or with interesting. Either that, what I just said, or work on it with a doubtful spirit about it, and during working on it, you know, which will then manifest more fear, and which will then manifest more negativity. You know what I mean? And then not learning everything that must be obtained, or any type of spiritual growth during that process, you know? This is reminding me too, Virgo, of something by Epictetus. He's a philosopher, and which is also interesting, but he's a philosopher, and all the philosophers, including himself, went to, or they obtained like a certification degree, whatever it was back then, from the school of a man named, or another philosopher named Zeno, right? Zeno. And there was a school, it was called like I think the philosophy of Stoicism. Yeah. Okay, so Stoicism is involved here, and that's why I think I heard it at the beginning, right? What was coming through for you. And there's something by Epictetus. He's, you know, a Stoicism philosopher, is the dichotomy of control, Virgo. And it's very interesting, because that's a crazy interesting concept here regarding controlling something, regarding controlling. Okay, that's why I asked you what was control. You know what I mean? And controlling the environment. But when we are, like I said at the beginning, when we're so concerned with controlling something, that speaks of fear, which then goes back to fear is an illusion. You know what I mean? Anyway, Virgo, what I'm trying to say here is the dichotomy of control. What it speaks of is the ability to distinguish between what is and what is not in our control, and only focusing upon what is in our control. You know what I mean? And what is in our control, you know, according to the dichotomy of control, is your personal opinion, your pursuit, your desire, also to aversion, whatever is our action, you know what I mean? Or whatever our actions are. What is not in your control is the body, you know, property, your reputation, also like commanding things, man, whatever is not of our own actions. Reputation is not in your control, because whether you do everything perfect or not, you cannot change another person's opinion about you. And just because you're doing something does not necessarily mean that the collective or everyone else is going to agree with you. So therefore, your reputation is not in your control. Now, Virgo, it's going to be very important this month to really understand that. You know what I mean? Like where it's what is in your control, what's not. And there's no reason to stress over the things that are not in your control and to not put energy towards them. So you're going to run yourself crazy. You know what I mean? You're going to go crazy. Which is usually what happens, you know, with yourself. I'm a Virgo sun, okay? I'm a 12th house Virgo sun. I'm 15 degrees. Like, so I'm right in the middle of the Virgo constellation, which is in my 12th house, which is very representative of me understanding the subconscious, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to throw that in there, but back to you guys. And it's like, Virgo, it's one of these things where it's going to be very important this month for you to just get them to understand that, to not put your focus in what is not in your control, because what it's only going to do, it's going to spread fear, and then you're going to go crazy, and you're just going to have those ruminating thoughts, and then you're not going to want to work on things, Virgo, or at least have a good opinion or a positive or progressive opinion while working towards that thing, that change that's coming. What's also interesting here too, Virgo, is the 8 of Pentacles here, even though you have it reversed in your mindset, but the 8 of Pentacles here, Virgo, is representative of the sun in Virgo. So it's reversed, and that's in your mindset. And the sun in astrology, what it represents is our ego, who we think we are, our morals, our ethics, the kind of a little bit of the outer world in a sense. You know what I mean? How we're perceived. You know, like for instance, let's say if, I don't know, you got into a car accident, you know, and then you were wearing a red shirt that you normally never wear, and you got into a car accident on a Monday, but everyone else was hurt except you, and there wasn't a scratch on you. So then therefore on Mondays, you always wear red because that's what happened. And that's your moral and your ethic. Things like that, Virgo, are represented by of the sun. Also, the sun speaks of, like I said, ego, our ego, and also speaks of just our what we shed light upon and what we choose to show the world. You know, even saying all that, it's interesting how it's reversed in your mindset. You know what I mean? And in your foundation, you come up here as well. So this month, Virgo, is not really about other individuals or other people, places, and things outside of yourself. It's about you this month regarding what you can and cannot control. And there's also something too by Epictetus. It's very interesting. He states, it is only after you have faced up to this fundamental rule and learn to distinguish between what you can and cannot control, that inner tranquility and outer effectiveness become possible, Virgo. Think about that for a minute, you know, that inner and the outer world. They have to both match up to be happy. They're dependent upon each other, but the inner world is a little bit more important, because when the inner world is taken care of, and when the inner world is viewed and understood, and this is a process, it's going to change over time, you know what I mean? But to be okay with and accepting and that you can only control the inner world, that's when the outer world changes. And then you won't attract other things to you that isn't you will not attract other things to you that is aligned, that is not aligned with your inner world, you know? And a lot of things are going to change for you, Virgo, too, with the inner world being worked upon. And then we can then look at the outer world. You know, it's kind of hard to say what's first and what's second, because it's just different for each individual. But I think you understand what I'm saying here, Virgo. So this month, Virgo is focusing upon you. But all right, Virgo, this completes your reading for May 2019. Go ahead and visit virgointuitiveperceptions.com for the extended reading portion here for you this month, Virgo, for for $4.44, Virgo. I really highly suggest you purchasing the extended reading, Virgo. Okay, because I feel like when we go through the extended reading, we're gonna clarify these positions here, or these cards here. We're also gonna pop out cards for the door that's now closed, the door that's now open. We're also gonna pop out cards for any unconscious fears, and also any blocks or potential blocks moving forward this month for you. Answer the who, what, when, where, and whys, basically, Virgo. And also remember too, Virgo, control this month and understanding and discerning between what you can and cannot control. Because you controlling the inner world is something you can control, which is important. All right, Virgo, God bless. And as always, love and light.